Hello everyone, dear students. As we have studied in your earlier classes about the literature, now today we are going to start about your vocabs as well as about your advanced writing skills. So today we are here with the new study about your article writing as well as the editorial writings. So today we are having on your screen The Crisis in a Larger Frame by Najib Jung. Everybody, you all know that you have already studied about the article or speech writing in class 11th, or now you are in class 12th. You know the same situation where we are having in front in the big words the crisis in a larger frame, and now in the left corner there is Najib Jung. We are also writing in the middle. Okay, so this is your format, and now we are going to start to enhance your vocabulary as well as to give you the knowledge about what is going on in today's world. So this is the article for all of you by Najib Jung, and you all know that Najib Jung was also the Lieutenant Governor of New Delhi at sometimes before. So we are going to start. The Markaz of the Tabligh Jamaat at Nizamuddin is singularly responsible for the death of several persons and for passing on the coronavirus infections. As you have already know what had happened 2 or 3 days before in New Delhi, the Markaz of Tabligh Jamaat had done a blunder mistake where we have found a lots of people infected with the COVID-19. Whoever run the Markaz is culpable and must be punished under the relevant section of IPC. It is incomprehensible that when the country is under lockdown and the union and state government are fighting a relentless war against the monstrous pandemic, a microscopic section of a religious fundamentalist exposes a large section of population to disease and fatality. This is totally right words by Najib Jung, that this is the time of the complete lockdown of the whole country. Then why these people are doing such types of blunder? However, it was also incumbent on the local administrations to have been more aware and enforce an early evacuation. This brings me to the larger malaise facing the Muslim community in India. No one can deny the sad situation they face. Most live on margin of society, poor, ill-educated, and fast losing faith in a government they believed is not and indeed will not be fair to them. Not that their situation has been better under earlier government, but understanding is that the hand of the government was not that heavy. But blaming the government of the day has become a habit. It is the time the Muslim community understood the faultiness that lie within. This is really a good thought, because this is not the time to politicize or to be fixed in the religious situation, because the world is totally locked down, even in India is totally locked down. Then why the people are going to throw them in the lion's den? It is evidently clear that the pedagogical system of education in madrasas is outdated. We all know that efforts are being made in some madrasas to teach English, the science, and mathematics, but there are not many such schools. Students are taught to memorize the Quran, and it is a matter of immense pride for a family if a child of 8 or 10 years of age becomes a Hafiz. No doubt, a large number of Muslim boys and girls are studying under the regular education system of school and colleges, but a larger number is confined to the madrasa system. We all know that the strength of the intelligent as well as a good student is just 8 to 10. Just normal minimize, but the situation is so much disturbed, a lot of students are bound to live in that madrasas. Therefore, the larger problem is that the community is being dominated by Maulvis and Maulanas who sit in seminars and mosques and make a fashion of issuing fatwa. I have a vast number of non-Muslim friends who have enormous sympathy for Indian Muslim community. They are extremely concerned about their economic conditions, lack of education, and poor and inadequate political leadership. They talked of India's inherent secularism, the strength of its constitution, and they challenged the cow urine drinking parties as a means to fight the virus. However, they are also fighting and increasingly losing battles against Hindu right and the fence sitter and challenge the Muslim conservatives in Arki's belief. The fact is that I have said before, today's Indian Muslims suffer from intellectual paralysis, as it is already told by Najib Jung that Muslims suffer from an intellectual paralysis. An earlier generation of scholars used to study such thinkers like Ibn Arabi, Fakhruddin Razi, Einstein, Burgiusins, Russell, and Freud. The task once again is to rethink Islam without completely breaking from the past. The only course open is, as Allama Iqbal articulated, to approach modern knowledge with a respectful but independent attitude and to appreciate the teachings of Islam in the light of knowledge. It is never possible for any society, more a religion, to entirely forget or reject its past. And there is no doubt that in years succeeding the prophets, peace be upon him, Prophet's death, Islam and Islamic history can indeed boast of a glorious era. What is equally true is that Islam, particularly India's Muslims, have to free themselves from medieval fanaticism of Maulanas and embrace more contemporary attitude. This is really good because the reality of the Muslim society is that the educated people are so less by comparing to the whole community's population. The Quran has to be understood for its inductive reason and a revolt against traditions and speculative philosophies. The dynamism of debate must be reignited. Traditionally, from the days of the Prophet, debate and pursuit of scientific knowledge was encouraged. The Prophet exhorted his people to travel as far as China for acquiring knowledge, and the same Ween Iqbal said, मंजिल से आगे बढ़कर मंजिल तलाश कर मिल जाए तुझे को दरिया समंदर तलाश कर. Search onward for a destination that lies beyond where you reach. If you discover a river, then search onward for the sea. Though the anti-CAA, NRC and NPR protest, the Indian Muslim found a new voice. The greatest upside to this movement was the women who, for the first time in India, do not refer to women in Islamic history who participated in war along with men. India found a voice. The men were left to help with logistics. Hopefully, this new lease of life is a harbinger of better times for the women. But what hopes do we have from the men? Institutions like the Tablighi Jamaat, however well intentioned they may be, and whatever good religious activities they perform are not helping the community move forward. We all know that in this situation where the whole nation is locked down, then what is the need to do such types of extremism? Because all the mandirs, even all the institution of religion is totally closed. The religion is not blame. It is an enclosed mind of this self-proclaimed leader. We all know that Islam is not to blame. The people who are thinking that they believe in Islam but they are doing just against the rule of Islam. If the world is totally blocked, then why there is a need to do such types of blunder? By one thoughtless harm and Muslim cause manifold. On the other hand, the government is not helping the content and repeated othering of the Muslims in persuading them further into a darker corner. The repeated lynchings and beating ministerial gloatings over the abolition of Article 370, the challenges posed because of CAA, the threat of NRC NPR statement by ministers member of ruling party to punish Gaddars, the scoring of liberal and harassment of NGOs that working among Muslim, and pogroms in Delhi have worsened the fear among the Muslim community. And herein lies the challenge. That challenge is not just for the Indian Muslim, it is for the country as a whole. The Muslim have the example of the Sikh before them. Sikh too follow a strict religion regime, but they continually set examples of courage, generosity, and prosperity. The community has put behind the strategy of partition followed by those of 1984. Now it's time for the new Muslim to step forward and engage with contemporary time as well. And it is for the government to understand that the operative words in the context of the community affairs affirmative action and appeasement. I hope my all student understand that what Najib Jung understood what Najib Jung said. It is not about any religion, it is about to save humanity. And the one and only tool to save humanity from this pandemic is just to live or remain in house, not to do anything in community. So please, this is the humble request for all of us to think about this text and to enhance your skill of knowledge. So, thanks a lot.